to get that income to get your house, right? Because without income, it's impossible for you to get a loan. So tips number 2 is that you get to learn more, not just for exam, but for your life, right? So you need to have that concept applied in your mind that, no, I'm going to learn this will be useful in my life, not just for exam, this kind of mentality. So that's going to bring you to the next level, right? So tips number 3 is that you get a gap year, right? You do a job, right? Full-time job, or whether it's a fixed income or a non-fixed income like me, commission earner, right? So fixed income, 3 month statements, non-fixed income, 6 month statements, and it is advisable for you to get a joint partner if you don't want and you really don't have. Alright, so you got to buy below 300k property, and that's all the tips. Buy a house as a university student. So that's all for this video. If you want to learn more about property, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll see you in my next video.